Hey guys, it's Rachel, content creator for international students, back at it again with another educational video related to study permits. If you're jumpstarting your journey to study in Canada, did you know that there are actually two types of study permit applications that you may qualify for? Yeah, there's the regular study permit stream, and then there's the student direct stream. In this video, I will be comparing the two based on what they are and what it entails, and hopefully this will help you decide which one is right for you. So let's just jump right into it. Let's start with the basics. What is a study permit? Well, it's basically an immigration document issued by IRCC that allows a foreign national to study in Canada. It looks like this, which is typically issued to you at the border when you arrive at a Canadian airport. It's different from this guy, and this is a student visa that is stamped on your passport. You need to show this visa along with your acceptance letter and other documents before the border officials issue you the study permit. Now, do you need a study permit to come to Canada? In some cases, no. You don't need one if you're only studying here for less than 6 months. Or if you belong in any of these categories listed below, which you can pause and read at your own pace. By the way, this information was screenshot from IRCC's website, and I've also linked it below for your reference. Now, chances are you will likely need one, especially if you're planning to study a program that is longer than 6 months. And along with that, you also need to meet the following criteria. Number 1, you need to be enrolled in a designated learning institution. So basically, these are select schools in Canada that are eligible for a study permit, and they are called DLIs. You can find the list of DLIs in this page, and you can even use the filter box to check if your chosen school is on the list. So for example, I studied at BCIT, so I'll type the name here, and as you can see, it's a DLI. Second, you have to prove that you have enough money to pay for your tuition and living expenses. Gosh, this is another topic that requires its own video, but baseline requirement is to have at least half of your finances prepared beforehand, which includes your tuition fee and living expenses for the full duration of your studies in Canada. Generally, it's better to have more, but we can be more technical about this in another video. Third, you have no criminal record. It's pretty straightforward. You need to have a clean track record, my friend, so that you don't appear sus to Canada. Fourth, you also have to be in good health. And for people with disabilities, you can still study in Canada, but you may need to provide further proof that you are able to take care of yourself while you're here. Lastly, you need to prove to the visa officer that you will leave Canada when your study permit expires. Again, a study permit is a temporary visa, so there is an expectation to return to your home country. Okay, next, it's also important to know that there are two types of study permits. As mentioned, there's the regular study permit stream, and then there's the student direct stream. First off, what are the similarities? Well, both generally have the same application forms, fees, and some supporting documents. So what are the key differences? Well, the first key difference that I see is that you can only apply for SDS online, whereas you can submit an online or paper-based application for the regular study permit stream. Second, there's also a huge difference in the processing times. SDS allows you to get a study permit faster, with the current processing times usually being 20 calendar days, whereas the regular stream's processing times vary from country to country and are usually longer than 20 calendar days. But you know what, guys? I'm actually not too sure if these processing times are reliable given the backlogs that have piled up during the pandemic. So I do have a question for you. For those that went through SDS, was it actually faster? And for the regular study permit peeps out there, how long did it take for you? I'm actually curious to know, because I've been hearing something different from the Straits, if you know what I mean. Anyway, finally, the more obvious difference is SDS has more requirements, which is expected because it has a faster processing time compared to the regular stream. Faster processing times also implies a higher barrier to entry. Let me elaborate. So as mentioned, there are more stringent requirements under SDS. There are actually 6 prerequisites that you must meet to be eligible for the SDS program. Now, the first requirement is you must be a legal resident in one of the following countries listed on your screen. Now, this is where I'm personally confused because the term legal resident seems broad. So for any immigration lawyer or consultant out there watching, your input would be greatly appreciated. My question particularly on this term is that, can a person with a non-SDS citizenship residing in an SDS country be eligible under the student direct stream? So for example, if I'm a Dubai citizen that is currently residing in the Philippines, where I am technically a legal resident, will I be eligible under this program? Yeah, not too sure about that. So if anyone can shed light on this matter. Moving on, the second requirement is that you have a medical exam performed by an IRCC authorized panel physician within the last 12 months. And if you're wondering what is an IRCC authorized panel physician, there's actually this website that will help you find out which panel physicians are approved by IRCC. So you can visit this page, which I've also linked in the description box below. So it should look something like this. And in the box, you can just click your country of residence. In this example, I selected the Philippines and clicked go. And as you can see, here are all the list of approved panel physicians, which are arranged by city in alphabetical order. Now, the third requirement is that you have paid at least for your first year of tuition fees. Now, most schools will provide you with two options on tuition fee payments, with a bigger price tag for those considering to apply under SDS. Now, the fourth requirement is that you have a 10,000 guaranteed investment certificate in one of the following banks listed on your screen. And don't worry guys, this is just an investment, which means that this money is still yours, but it's just stored at a Canadian bank. This is basically your funds for your day-to-day expenses when you arrive in Canada. Now, it's important to note that each bank has its own procedure for you to deposit your 10,000 GIC, so it's best to inquire about the process by contacting the bank directly. Finally, the last requirement is that you have taken a language proficiency test. So if you're planning to take IELTS, you need to have a score of 6 or higher in each skill, so that's reading, writing, speaking, and listening, or for TEF, which I think is a French proficiency test, you must get a Canadian language benchmark score of at least 7 in each skill. As a summary of what we've discussed, I made a table that shows the differences between the regular and SDS program, which is projected on your screen. By the way guys, if you're finding this info useful or helpful, it would really mean a lot to me if you could subscribe to my channel, like this video, or comment down below. So which type of application is preferred? Since the requirements are stringent, SDS will only work for a very small number of people. So for most of you interested applicants, you will likely be opting for the regular study permit stream. Also, I just want to quickly point out that applying to either one doesn't necessarily guarantee approval on your study permit application. The only difference is the processing times and the type of documents you will present. So your approval will really depend on how you explain your motivations to study in Canada and how well backed up your application is with supporting documents and a well-written letter of explanation or statement of purpose letter, which I'll try to dabble on in a separate video, so stay tuned for that. So yeah, that concludes our video for today. To summarize, you need a study permit to come to Canada as an international student, and you can apply to one of its two types, which is the regular study permit stream and the student direct stream. I hope I was able to shed some light and give you some guidance on how to prepare. And if this video did help, it would really mean a lot to me if you could share this video to your family and friends as well. Also, don't forget to check out the description box below for all the relevant links to help you get started. Anyway, thanks for watching. Be safe and be kind. And as always, I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.